Alright, hey guys, we're gonna be looking at an insane replay of Media Hidden's, I think, one of their best competitive games so far. So, we are the red duo. We're just going to do this here. We're going to play. Just take a look at it. So, I think in the end, we end up winning this duo arena game with 13 kills total. So, I think it is very impressive as we just hopped on and got this game right away. And we got about 1,000 points in, I think, about an hour. Okay, everyone just going through. This is my teammate here. And we're just gonna make our way back to May here. As we just go through. Boop, boop, boop. We have a lot of players dropping in here. We should... Right, gameplay. So this beginning of the game wasn't too good. So I'm just gonna be spectating what happened. So it looks like Red CG here, me, and Ren AG are going to be dropping down at Jones's. And planning to go to the far back house, but unknowingly I get conned. And then another guy steals the loot that I didn't know of. See, the guy in the serpent, I didn't see him. He had the better drop. He was already in the house. So I panicked and I ran down trying to get a gun. I was getting shot at by, I think, a suppressed SMG or rapid fire with 13 damage. Doing some more dodging. I was ready to take him, but I ended up getting shot from behind. That's how I go down in this first little part. And if we look around here, here's my teammate. Just see what he's doing here for now. Reload his weapons. Here's the enemy's healing. Gets out of the metal roof. He knows there's one teammate left here. As you can see, my health is ticking down. Goes for the flank. Gets beamed. 25 void HP. Fortunately, he did not see that coming from the other one. I end up going down here. An absolute stupid move by that enemy. He had the upper hand completely. But then I end up going down here. Aiden pulls off a nice little quick reboot here. They're making sure he's healed up. There's some lag in replay mode, just so you know. As he reboots me, you can see there's two teams. There's two people fleeing back into the pond area of Jones's. Back, you can see them both in the teal. And we're going to be looking at me now. Actively, with only a few builds. Looking around here, nothing much is happening. We'd actually just skip forward a little bit to where some of the action happens. we're just gonna see. We kind of just loot around here. Nothing much happens. And our loadout is completely full of what we needed. I think I had about 6 chug splashes. Now key moment right there is us getting snipers. That was really important because you see snipers play a huge part of this game, as it actually has most of our kills. So once we get into the action, I will turn off speed mode. Aiden was actually really looking to W key this game also. So he ends up getting a snipe off, eliminating one, standing still. The other one tries to revive him, and he gets a beautiful headshot on them. That's 2 more kills for the count here. As we are going... So he has 4 kills, I have 0. Obviously those 2 were pretty clutch. And these, I think they might have been AIs. Well, the one actually left, and the other one was trying to revive. So he was frozen. Go through here, he picks up that crown. Going through the mats, just making sure I have everything I need for the game. Moving around farming, we decided not to go into Rocky, seeing how it is usually populated with more players. We were not trying to key this game, but it did end up happening. So we have 4 kills so far, we ended with 12, and yeah, it's a very exciting thing going on. So we end up taking some snipes here, and Aiden, I think, sniped one of them, and they end up running away, so this is an important part. Keep looking, seeing if we can bait them out on something. Nothing ends up happening as we want to keep moving into zone, which currently we need to move a lot farther into. As I keep looking for some more shots, you go farther and farther into the middle of the map. So right here, this is all the people we have left here. Going down, they do have quite the number of kills. Ren AG at the top. That is all the ones down. As a snipe battle goes on over here, we're gonna tune down the speed. We were watching several of these fights, but deciding not to get engaged because there are several other teams involved right now. Aiden getting some key snipes off at these, as I keep suggesting for us to build up in a base here, but that is too outskirts. End up hopping around trying to find something, and then key play happens here. We end up finding 2 peelies. I end up sniping one of them for 105, and we see that there's another team. Luckily, I realized just in time that there's another team right behind us, as they fire some DMR shots at my back. Luckily, missing all of them. More teams start to look at us, but are immediately engaged. So Aiden starts to push forward. We keep going up and back to our position before. You're not in zone, so I suggest we move to the gas station. And he ends up getting a knock on top of the balloon there. He ends up firing a snipe at that team over there and getting some more damage. Base up here, and now we're just trying to look around. more teams are trying to fire at us, as this is really just a waiting point between the next zone. If you ever watched a scrim before, this is really, there's a lot of waiting and trying to get these tags off. I get sniped from the back. Luckily we don't get pushed, though Aiden is also low from that, so my 6 chugs have gone down to, I think, 4, or maybe even 2. So as we're looking around, we're both at 190 health, and we decide to rotate somewhere else. I said we could have based up below the balloon, so we don't have to worry about being shot from above, but Zeds decides to push, which ends up being a really good idea. So there's a team on top of the balloon, and then there are several teams in Greasy. And just as you can see, it looks like 3 teams in Greasy and 3 teams kind of in the zone. We're just in the zone here. As you can see, there's like a funny glitch with the zip line that I started laughing about. Shots go out and end up, there's that house in front of us. Watch on the mini-map as a team starts to rotate towards that house. Aiden picks that up and immediately sees what's going on there. So that teal team in Greasy goes into the greenhouse, and now Aiden is looking at them. As he gets a headshot snipe and a knock. Knocks one, and we begin to push. Now we have 2 teams in the zone actively. I decided to go for maybe flank, but realize zone is there. Aiden gets the kills, and I head back to our bush to make sure to hold any other teams. It's top 10 here with 5 teams, so it's all duos left, including us, as I menaced them up to full health. Aiden gets a knock on NRG Frozy. That is not an actual NRG. That is a fake name, but it would have been cool. So we begin our rotate into zone. Me obviously keeping up good movement as our first half and half zone begins to go, and we are strictly a low ground team, and we want to keep this kind of like way inside of zone so we can maneuver. Do end up getting dinked there. Pretty unfortunate. Completely whiffed that one. Should have hit it earlier, but I was scared of getting sniped back and maybe taking a fat L. So I decided to come in here, and I popped the keg just for now, so I can make sure that I get most of my health back up. Rotate back in. 8 people left in this tiny, tiny zone. They don't go down for a while. These are 4 teams here. As I see behind us here, try to look at them. This is just lag, by the way. I'm not just standing there. Aiden there gets blanked by the enemy sniper. Luckily, he does not take any damage. So he's just putting out a lot of fire when I'm trying to look for some other teams to make sure of. So it's us and then the 3 other teams here. Most of them have very good health. As you see, Aiden just sniped that one right there to maybe 50 white. To me to take that little bit of fall damage. It's unfortunate. And we end up doing a really like not very defended tarp into zone. Aiden expands. This is where it gets very interesting. We have zone and the other team's trying to rotate in as Aiden takes a heavy hit. These teams are rotating in. We try to break them up a little by double spraying. And then they go over the top, and we know since since we're a low ground team, we're not going to contest height there, and we just drop down and make sure we can stay put where we are and still be defended. I drop him some mats there as he is our team's IGL. I get a knock on that Peely there. Job of the fragger right there as Aiden gets another kill heading in. I get cracked a little, but it's nothing I couldn't handle as I pop the rest of the chugs. Aiden is at full health from his siphon. And here's a move that we decided to do. We decided to drop down again instead of wasting our mats on more tarp. I mean, I wish it would show, but yes. So we decide to throw a waterfall down as zone closes in. We let those teams fight it out. It is 4 players left. It's a 2v2 situation. We want to spot in zone. Aiden gets a crack on the other player. And as a fragger, I decide to stay back and get the damage on them to get the final touches. I end up cracking and knocking that one. And then he dies from the zone and from me. So that is it. That is the game. I think 12 eliminations in that game. You'll be seeing tournaments from us soon. Thanks for watching ANC Gaming.